The property that the building sits on was purchased in 1895 by Juanita and Caesar Cohn. They then commissioned Oslo Epps, who was a favored architect of theirs, to construct a 4-story brick building. When the building was opened in 1903, it was described as well equipped and state-of-the-art in every way. It was the first building in downtown Greensboro that had been completely wired with electricity, had been completely faceted with the new technology of indoor plumbing, and then in 1920, the Cohns will go on to install Greensboro's very first electric elevator, which is the one we still use. During their times here, before the Cohns leave in 1924, one of their accountants, Philip, we're not sure of his last name, the records we never could find what his last name was, but Philip was one of the accountants who worked for the Cohns. He was the second one actually, but his body was found shortly before the Great Depression at the corner of West Washington and Green Street. He had jumped from one of the third-floor windows. Well, at that time, if we know Greensboro streets now, Green Street is on the far corner of the hotel to the left, and so there's no way to jump from a window here and land at the corner. So at the time, the alleyway that runs now to next to the hotel, it was actually Green Street in 1913, 1912. So his body is found. The police report that we later found was suspect because there was a piano wire lodged in his throat when his body was found. He was the second accountant to meet a suspicious suicide, but the second of 6 that will meet a suspicious suicide. All accountants, all working for the Cohns. 332 is the room number that contains the window that he jumped or was pushed from, depending upon what the actual truth is. Philip seems to be a ladies' man. If there's a single female on the 3rd floor, he's been known to wake them by tickling their feet or rubbing their cheek, is what some ladies have reported. Also of a low male mumbling, as if someone's standing outside the door talking, but not quite loud enough to where you can hear what they're saying. And the ladies always report of peeping out the peephole or cracking the door to see who's there, to find that there's not anybody. I guess no soul in the hallway, as people would say. The Cohns need a larger facility. They leave here, go around the corner to another building that Mr. Epps created for them. And at that point, the top 2 floors are purchased by a very colorful entrepreneurial woman by the name of Ava Taylor. But what she does is she purchases the top 2 floors at 111 West Washington Street, converts them into 5 apartments on each floor. All of Miss Taylor's tenants are all single females. The building is split into half, so the apartments is known at 111 and a half West Washington. There was an article or a report, very simply put, nothing elaborate, by the Greensboro Police Department at the time, where there was a young woman's body found in the mid to late 1932. She was found at the foot of the steps at 111 and a half West Washington Street, which would have been right over there behind where that door is now, would have been where her body would have been found at the time. She had been pushed from the 2nd floor. We later found out her name from the report that we found. There was a young redheaded woman, early 30s, known by the name of Lydia, her body was found at 111 and a half West Washington Street. And Miss Lydia makes her presence known quite frequently. 3rd shift reports of hearing what sounds like someone standing at the top of the 2nd floor and throwing a ball. So you get that bump, 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 bump noise, and then it just suddenly goes quiet. So she has become so popular that we have people who explicitly ask for that particular room, and they will leave her trinkets, different things, to appease her. We painted the room pink just for the sheer fact of the medium said that her favorite color was pink. And the activity slowed down. Didn't stop, but it did slow down. So we've had people who have brought her jewelry that has pink stones, pink lip gloss, pink chapstick, pink eyeshadows. One lady even brought her a pair of pink shoes There is a pink sequined purse that one of the former general managers was trying to appease her so she would leave people alone. So they put that in her room. There's rose quartz that people have left in the closets. And of course, when people find these things, you kind of have to explain why they're there, but no one's quite brave enough to take them. Then people have left her all kinds of perfume and shampoos and things that they felt that she might need. I don't think she has much use for it anymore, but I'm sure she appreciates the gifts. I think at one time some research that I did found that the hotel 111 West Washington Street was on a list of on the top 12 most haunted places in the state. I don't think we're on the list anymore, but at one time the hotel was there. It has housed people since the doors were opened in 1903. Given the reputation of the Cones accountants, the ladies who lived here, the people who came and went from this property in the 113 years of its existence, some people find it comforting, and some people actually come in and request, "Am I in the haunted room?" And because they get, whether it's something that you make up in your head or if it's something that's actually transpiring and actually happening, I guess it's just up to the person it's happening to. But anyone who has ever experienced any paranormal phenomena here at the hotel, you will not convince them that it's not real. If anyone is brave enough, we are more than happy, if it's available, to book that particular room for you. Now, we can't guarantee that you'll get that room, but we will do everything in our power if someone requests to stay in 332 or 223, then we can. So reservations can be made on online or our website at thebiltmoregreensboro.com. You can call the hotel. There's someone here all the time. Locally, it's 336-272-3474. You can reservations at thebiltmoregreensboro.com. You can contact the front desk. Given the nature of the building and the stories that revolve it, the owners doesn't like it being empty or anyone not being here. So there is someone on staff 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we continue on even Miss Taylor's tradition of we have a wine service in the evenings. That seems to be the quiet time at the hotel. when we bring out the wine in the evening, that seems when everything just kind of calms. But if you're here during the day and you hang around until the sun sets and Washington Street kind of falls dark, you can definitely tell that the ambiance inside the building changes from day to night.